Hello everyone and welcome to our Tech Tuesday tutorials number 115. Today our guest presenter Malorie Rivera tells us about the Google Docs Citation Feature.
Hey everyone, it's Malorie Rivera again, and I'm here to talk about a new tool in Google Docs called Citations. I'm very excited because as a teacher, an English teacher, every year I have to teach my juniors and seniors MLA formatting. And this new tool kind of promises to help students take all of this information that they have to find, keep it in one location, and make in-text citations so much easier for them. And that's awesome. So let's go ahead. I'm going to open up a blank doc here. And as we can see, simple blank document. In order to get to our citations information, we come up to the tools area and we click on tools, and we should see a citations option now. If you don't see this yet, it probably hasn't rolled out to your domain, or it needs to be turned on by your IT department. When we click on the citations information, a new panel pops up. Now, it assumes that you want MLA formatting, but really important for like my history teachers, my education teachers, if we click on the down arrow, there is APA and there is Chicago as well. When we choose which version we want, and I'm just going to stick with MLA because it's what I know, there is a plus add citation source. So when we click on this, Google wants us to identify what type of source are we actually talking about here. Now, I have come across a couple of issues with choosing my source type where the information that I put in, let's say I choose, a book source that I found on a website and I put in the information, it will sometimes not create the correct MLA citation that I needed to. Things are jostled around in a weird way. Like for instance, there were a couple of times when I was doing this and my other contributors, which are often editors and things like that, did not come after my title of container. They came after my title of source. So sometimes you do have to play around with it a little bit and just get the best MLA citation you can get. What I will say is if you choose a source type of website, the only option you have is from a website, and this seems to be pretty secure. This is usually what students, especially at the high school level, end up using anyways. So once you choose your source type and what it was accessed by, which is really important because again, if you've got like a journal article, did you get it from a print source, a website, or an online database, right? Once you choose your source type and how it was accessed, it asks you all of these pertinent pieces of information for your MLA citation. I do want to note here that there are areas with asterisks, and this does not mean that they are required and you cannot create an MLA citation if you do not have that information. These are just recommended fields. They're the important ones that you hopefully do have. But we all know websites a lot of the time, they don't have an author attached to it. So what do? You skip it if you don't have that information. So we're just going to generate a fake source here. I'm going to come in and say that I have John Q. Smith as my author, and is he a corporation or an organization? I can add another contributor, which for a website, for whatever reason, it's an author only. So if you've got multiple authors, you can do it that way. The title, this is going to be the title of source. So we're just going to say that puppies are better than kittens. Okay. And our website title, we're going to say that this is Puppies Are Us is the name of the entire website. We're just going to skip publisher. A lot of websites don't have that. Our URL is going to be puppiesareus.org/puppies are better than kittens. And then let's say that there is a date attached to it. Let's say that it was done on the 4th. Notice it separates these day, month, year. If you put September like this into this, it's not going to shorten it to the correct MLA standard. You actually do have to put it in as SEP period, and then your full year. Let's say, no, it was done in 2019. And then, of course, your access date. So we accessed it today, which is 12 Oct, and then 2020. So now we have a citation source. There it is. It's beautiful. It looks correct to me. And I'm going to come over to my document, and we're going to type a very important sentence that makes so much sense. I'm going to quote from my citation, my source. I'm going to end my quote, and now I need to have an in-text citation. Normally, I'd have to go to my notes. I'd have to find my citation. I'd have to figure out, okay, what do I actually need to put in my parentheses? And then I'd have to physically do the in-text citation, write it out, parentheses, all that good stuff. Now, because I have that source added to my citations list, I just have to hit the cite button, and it automatically drops in what I need, which is awesome. You can also note that there are our 3 little dots here, like most Google stuff. If I click on this, I can edit it, I can send feedback, or I can go ahead and delete this source. And another great thing is if I add more sources to this list, it automatically alphabetizes it. Give me a sec, I'm going to add another source, and you'll see that it'll alphabetize it for me. And bam, there you go. We can see that this is now in front of this one because it's doing these in alphabetical order. So once we are done with this, we also have the option of creating the whole thing as a bibliography. Now, in my neck of the woods, in my line of teaching, we don't do bibliographies, we do works cited pages. So I do have to come in there and I have to fix some things when I click the insert bibliography option, but still it'll do 95% of the work for you, which is really nice. So after we're done writing our entire paper, we can just hit insert bibliography. And notice it's going to go ahead, double space the whole thing for you. It alphabetizes it for you. It creates the hanging indent for you, and it puts the word bibliography up here. So in my case, I would change this to works cited because that's what's expected in an ELA course. And now I have everything there. I don't have to worry about anything about sitting there typing it out, missing a period or anything like that. And just to kind of show you how robust this can be, this is actually a research paper I'm currently working on, and I've used this. This is how I kind of tested things out. And here are all of my ginormous sources. So when I generated my bibliography down here at the bottom of my thing, I had to go in and double check and make sure that everything was correct. So what this means for your students, they still have to know the skill of how to find all of this information because Google doesn't scour the URL that you give them for the author and all of that. Your students still need to know MLA formatting so that they can spot errors in the generated citations. And I'm assuming it's the same way with APA in Chicago as well, which, by the way, if I come over here and I change this to APA, it automatically changes all of this. So you can bebop back and forth between the two very easily. You would have to regenerate your bibliography or works cited if you did that. But yes, they still have to know the material, the formula and everything to identify issues because this is just a computer program trying to generate these citations. So it doesn't take away from teaching the structure and the requirements of MLA, APA, or Chicago. It just provides a compact area for your students to put all of their sources and an easier way for them to cite their in-text citations. They still have to know when to click the button to cite it. They just don't have to worry about accidentally forgetting to put parentheses around their authors' names and things like that.
So I hope you all enjoyed this video and I hope you found it useful. And if you did, go ahead and hit that like button. Heck, why not support us and click that subscribe button. Click on the bell icon to receive email notifications. Leave a comment or idea for a Tech Tuesday video below. Share this video with your friends. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.